So today we will discuss about monitoring task, proactive monitoring, and transport management. We will see these are the so basis consultant normally do these tasks. We can say 70% these tasks. Most of the time they are going to monitor the system, proactive monitoring, because they want to identify the uh, problems that could rise into the SAP system, and they can solve, and maybe user related activities 20%, and 10% other activities. So 70% of the time is like monitoring tasks. Even I got around rich experience in SAP Basis, but sometime when I have to do the project for some company, they give me the monitoring sheet. In the monitoring sheet, I have to fill that. So in the monitoring sheet, we can fill this information. In monitoring tasks, there is nothing. We have to run 10-15 T codes, and in these 10-15 T codes, we have to check the system health, like our system is healthy and running properly or not. So this is very important task. You have to understand how to monitor the SAP system. So you have to monitor whether the process are running fine or not running fine. If there are any uh, uh, missing process or any killed process, you have to monitor how many users are logging, what is the memory status, any background job is failed or not, backup is completed successfully or not. So these are some very basic monitoring tasks we have to do. And uh, most of the companies, they have a template, so they have to fill the uh, template Excel sheet according to the inputs. So we will see what are the monitoring related tasks. So there would be 10-15 T codes. It will depend on the organization to organization. We are going to discuss important T codes that every company is going to use. So first off, all we have to check uh, the server process. How many server processes are running? Any server process got stopped or not? So for that, we have to run the transaction code SM50. So we have 5 type of work process. So you can see we have the dialog work process. So whenever a user is logging, so you can think about one dialog work process can accommodate 10 to 50 users. So you can say if I am having 10 dialog work process, so it means very easily 100, 200, 300 users can log into the system. You can say that we have 10 dialog work process are there. So obviously 200, 300 users can simultaneously log in. But suppose some dialog work process right now the status is running and other status is waiting. Suppose all the dialog work process are occupied. So you will not be able to log in into the system. System will be hanged. So suppose 10 users are dedicatedly assigned the resources, like in that case, other dialog work process will not be available for other users and our system will be hanged. So here we have to check the status, whether any work process got uh, hanged or not, on hold or not. So this is very important T code, SM50. In SM50, you are going to check whether I will kill one work process. We have defined these things. These are the default values are coming. But suppose we want to change the value. So how to change the parameter? Everything is configurable. Default is 10 coming during installation, but suppose I want to change, I can go to RZ11, and in RZ11 we can go to star DIA star. If you don't know the exact parameter, you can type star DIA dialog work process. Now we can say work process number dialog here. So now we can display. So now you can set up maximum 512 dialog work process in one server, and minimum is 2. And our current configuration is 10. Current value is 10. So we can change this value, but everything will depend on the memory, because each of the process require some memory. Each work process required, you can think about one dialog work process require 200 MB RAM. So,
Okay.
so if you are having 2 GB RAM, so you can allocate 10 dialog work process. But suppose you are having 20 GB, 30 GB free, you can allocate more. It means more users can log in. One dialog work process can accommodate 10 to 500 users. It will depend whether the users are continuously working. If users are continuously working, then obviously uh, uh, you require one dialog process can accommodate 2 3 users. But suppose somebody log in and they are just not doing nothing, he just enter one transaction code and after some time he run the transaction code, then in this way they can accommodate multiple. We can change the value. So because this is a static value, so I told you we have two types of parameter: dynamic RZ11 and static. To static, because to change this value we have to restart the system, so we can run the
Okay.
transaction code RZ10. So you have to check the process. So we are having these type of process. We have dialog work process, we have update process. Update process is only one is enough in the whole system. It is going to update into the database. Update is only one. We don't require multiple update process. Update process one is okay, because it is going to update into the database. And background process, suppose a long running job have to run, or we want to schedule something, we want to schedule like backup in the evening, so we can schedule in the background. So we can schedule like it is going to run at 9 p.m, or any activity or in report that we want to schedule in background, we can schedule background. And if we want to take the printout, we can take the printout using spool work process. So these are the different type of work processes are available. Right. So we are having 4 work process: dialog for interactive login. Normal dialog user is going to use dialog work process. Update, BTC, spool. So here we have to check the status, whether status is fine or not, if it is on hold or not. If any process is on hold, we have to identify why it's on hold, what's going on, and then we have to try to solve the problem. Suppose we are continuously observing that all the dialog work processes are occupied all the times, and we have enough memory in the system. So what we can do, we can take a maintenance window during weekend and we can increase the number of work process in that way. So this is one activity that we have to do. So
Yes.
this is a process which is running on the operating system. So suppose I kill this process manually. Maybe sometime it could be killed by some virus, miss some program also. So I'm going to kill this process manually. So you can see here, because everything is running in same server. So I log in here, I go to the process. Process number is 9724. Process details. Process ID 9724. 97. This is the task manager, Windows task manager 9724. 9724. Yeah, this is the work process which is running at the OS level. Now I am killing this work process at OS level. So I am now killing this work process manually. Okay. Now we refresh here. Now you see 9740 is gone. Now
Yes.
they have assigned another work process at OS level. At SAP level, we are having 10 dialog work process. But here we got one message here, failure. One time we got the failure of this work process. So we can identify what happened, and then we can check the log. So if you are going to observe one T code can take 1 day or 2 day also. If you are going to just study SM50 also, so there are a lot of options here. Edit, go to list. If it will depend, how do you want to dive. So, but most of the time, like even 5 6 year experienced guy, they just do SM50T code. They just observe what is happening, whether the process is running or not running. But here you can see the work process trace file, and you can check the all the logs there. So SM50 is the T code. You have to check process. Check process. How many type of process we are having? We have having dialog process. We are having update process. update process. We are having background process. We are having spool process. So these are the four processes are available in SAP system. You have to monitor whether the processes are running fine or not, right? Second T code is SM51. In SM51, check the application server. Check application server. Right now, I am having only one server. Suppose I am having multiple application server. I am having 10 server, 20 servers. Then I can see the status of each of the servers. We can run the T code SM51. We are having this instance number 00. Training is my server name, TRN is my system ID, and system name, and 00 is instance number. If I am having multiple instances, I can see the status, whether the instance status are working or not working. We can find the status. Status is once instance is started. It's showing here. It is going to show you 00, 01, 02, 03, 04. Suppose I am having 4 instances. So it is going to show me 4 instances are running.
Okay.
If anyone is not running, we can identify from one place. We don't have to log in into the 4 servers. We don't have to log in into the 4 servers and then we have to identify. We can just log in into any of the servers and then we can run SM51 and check the status, whether all the application servers are running or not. Then we have to check SM21. SM21 is the system logs. System. So any error message, any error or related information you can find here. SM. So we can specify the time. Suppose you have monitored till your shift starts from 8 a.m. So you can see from 8 a.m. till time now, and then you can execute. And you can observe any priority, like if the priority is high, so there is nothing is like any serious thing is happening here. If I just change the date also, let's see, I change it date to our servers are running from nothing. So there is nothing, no problem. If problems are coming, we can find it here. Like we can see the complete information. Like here, just now you have seen I have cancelled one work process. So a new work process ID is assigned. So it is saying start work process 1 PID 6200. Earlier it was different process ID. It is going to display the complete information. Operation trace, the specific work process has been started with the operating system process ID 6200, because it traces just information log. So whatever things are happening at OS level, it is going to show it here. System log. So it is, because if it is a production system, so you are going to get lot of error messages and lot of information from here. Then we come to ST22, that is ABAP dumps. ABAP, that is runtime error. Means your program is right, but suppose you have created a program 10 divided by 0, 10 divided by 0, or 0 divided by 10. So syntax of program is right, but when we are going to execute that program, then it is going to show the error. So here in ST22 you can see if any time there is a runtime error or not in ST22, and you have to observe how many dumps have been generated. So the transaction code is ST22. Okay, there is no dump. Are you able to see runtime errors? 0 runtime errors yesterday and today. You can see from the previous case. Then we come to how many users are logged in. SM04. So you can see DDIC user is login, user 3, user 4. So we have to observe how many users are login. SM04, AL08 users. How many users are logged into the system and how much memory they are consuming, we can see from the SM04 and AL08 T code. Then we can see the lock SM12 LOCK lock. What is lock? To make the database. So in SM12 T code, we have the lock. So if suppose some guys, suppose user 1 is editing table T1, user 2 can't edit, right? User 2 cannot edit that table. User 1 is editing a table T1. User 2 cannot edit. Means user 1 is having lock. User 1 having lock. Database is very smart. So database, to make the database consistent, what the database is going to do? Database is going to keep a lock when until the user have not completed their task. So you can see here. So right now, suppose I am going to edit one table. Okay. It is saying that I cannot make the changes. I have to log in with another user. I am logging with user 1. Now I am going to run BD54. Okay. So you can see here user 1 is editing one table. I am trying to enter some entries here. Now I open a, I'm going to log in with another user, user 2. I'm going to log in with other user, user 2. User 2. Okay. Now I'm running BD54. I'm going to edit particular document, but user 1 is already editing. So I can see. Are you able to see what it is written here? Yeah. So the data is logged by user 1. You can display the data. You can display the data. So now I'm going to run the transaction code SM12. I want to see the log. Suppose user 1 started editing in the morning time, but due to some urgent work, he left the office and he's not no more accessing this table. Now you have to edit that table. So you have to delete the lock. Delete the lock which is held by the user 1. So in SM12, you can see here. Are you able to see the lock? User 1, client 001, he is editing two table.
Yes.
Right? So I cannot edit. I am login here with user number 2. I am here login with, but if I want to edit this table, because maybe due to some urgent work, he left the organization, then you are going to confirm the user 2. Can we delete your log? So if the user confirm that we can delete the log, we can delete the log. Otherwise, we will have to wait until or unless the user 2 complete the task. So we can delete also, because maybe some urgent task other have to perform in the same table. So now the lock has been removed. It means user 2 is like don't have that lock. So it means I can also SM. Now it will not show me the message. It has not shown me the message that user is user 1 logged the data. So in SM12 you can check the these things. Then we have ST06. In ST06, you are going to see the OS monitor. You are going to see the CPU utilization, disk, memory, swapping, everything you can see at not you don't have to log in at OS level. From the SAP and also you can see the operating system related information using ST06 T code. I can run the T code ST06. Okay. Are you able to see? So here we got operating system. Our operating system is Windows. The server name is training host name, and CPU utilization is only 3%, 2% system utilization. User utilization is 1%. Number of CPUs 8. How much memory we are having? We are having 32 GB RAM. Swap space. Uh, we can disk utilization over the time also we can see here. So if any problem is coming, we can like here we want to understand which processes are consuming CPU much. We can see it from here. Top 40 CPU process. So this is ST06. Then another T code is DBA cockpit. With DBA cockpit you can monitor the database. In database monitoring, you have to check the space, you have to see the growth of tables, statistic, and other things. So this is the T code. No matter whatever database you are having, whether it's a HANA, MaxDB, MS SQL Server, whatever database you are having, you can run this T code, DBA cockpit. This is very, very useful T code. Here you can see all the database related information from here you can. So since I'm running first time for this T code, so that's why it is taking time. Next time onwards, it is not going to take much time. So now you can see it is there. Database, it is going to show all the information from here. So it is very, very important T code. So from here, we can see all the information. Information in terms of everything you can see here. So now, what is the database? Are you able to see? First, you try to understand what is our database. MaxDB live cache. So here in the left side, we have all the thing. We have the performance of the database. You can see the current status. You can see the space. I want to see the data area. How much is the data area and how much is the okay. So now it is like, so are you able, okay. So it is saying that total size is 37 GB. Total size is 37 GB. What is the log area? Log is getting filled or not filled. So we can see here percentage usable size, used log area is only 9%. So we have to keep on monitoring. If we are not going to monitor, our system will be hanged. It could be hanged also. So we have to monitor the different things. Even we can run the SQL command from here also. SQL command from here also. So to run the SQL command, we have the select editor. So here we can run the query also, like all the users are stored in which table? Select star from USR 02. There is a table USR 02 where all the users are stored. Are you able to see? These many are the users in our system. DDIC, SAP, Enable B, Sanjay, user 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can run, you can perform anything. You want to take the backup of the system, you can take the backup, and other things can also be done from. So this is very, very powerful and important T code. So you can execute that. Like I did select star from user 02. User 02 is a table which contain all the user related information. So we can see the users. There are thousands of tables. It will depend on the schema and type of software. You are using ERP, you are using CRM, you are using SCM. So which software you are going to use? Getting my point? So it will depend on the software also. It will depend on the software also. I'm saying that it will depend on the so you can see here system status. What is the schema? You can see here. Are you able to see the schema here? This is the schema. SAP TRN. This is the schema. So this schema contain all the information related to our tables. Okay. So now, so here you can see all the database. Mostly the times you have to check the space and performance. It will depend on the role. But as a junior consultant, basis consultant, you just have to monitor the database growth and database size only. But if you are working for a long time, then might be you have to like fine tune the system for other activities also. You cannot run update or any statement. So this is a select statement. So those things you cannot do. This is only for monitoring purpose, not for any other purpose. This is only for the monitoring purpose. You must knowing the schema name. So you can see it will depend. Schema will depend on the which application you are going to use. You are using ERP, CRM, SRM, SCM. So it will depend on the type of application, and then you can. So we have the schema is a collection of the objects. So all the tables are stored into this schema. Any database you just can just run the query. That query is you can run the query like select star from the schema. Schema will show all the tables. Even if you are not able to see from here, so you can see how to see the tables. Go to SC16. I told you in first day. SC16 is a table browser. Here you can see all the tables. If you put star table name, you can see all the tables. If you want to see all the tables, you can see. So from here you can see all the tables. There could be thousands of tables. Here it is just showing okay tables, and they can define the tables in SE11. This is the above dictionary. Here they can create and define the tables. Okay, so here we can create also. You can create a database table if you want to create, and you can define, but everything requires a key. It's not it's not like that you can just start working directly. So you must be having the keys also to perform that activity. Every database developer must be having the keys to perform the task. But this is more related to development. This is not your task. So in the DBA cockpit, you can monitor the space growth, what are the log size, data area size, what is the status of your backup, and other things we can find it from. Okay, so DBA cockpit we are going to see, and then we can run SM36, SM37, sorry, SM37 to check the background jobs. SM37, check. Check background jobs. So in SM37, find any job which got failed or not failed or running or so. This is my first job when I started working in SAP. This was my first job here. I am going to maintaining the landscape for a customer in US that was AIG customer, uh, and I am maintaining their landscape. So here we have to just I have to click like job name, username, and we have to check any job which got cancelled or not. Are you able to see? And then we can specify the time, like from today, or uh, you can mention the time, and then execute. No job matches selection criteria means no job got cancelled. If any job got cancelled, job can cancel for different reasons. Maybe uh, suppose we have to update something into the database, there was no free space in the database, job got cancelled, or it has to import something. So all this information we can see it from here. So in SM37, you have to check any job which got cancelled or not from here. So we have different status. In the background jobs, we have the section. There we are going to create the background jobs. There we can define the different kinds of job, and then we can control those jobs also. So these are the T codes that we have to monitor the system: SM50, SM51, SM21, ST22, SM04, SM12, ST06, DBA cockpit, SM37, and ST02. ST02. ST02 is for buffers. Buffers improve the performance. So when the data has to the data first is going to import it here, and then it is going to process into the system. So we can check the buffers using ST02 T code. Whether we have uh, uh, swap is happening or not happening, or whether we have enough memory is available or not from here. So you can see we have name tab buffer, hit ratio is 98%, program buffer 99%. Here we can see the different kinds of buffers, and there we can take table buffer. Here we can see the swap. So swapping is not happening. Our system is very good, very fine tuned. Swapping means the data, it is not able to find into the buffer. So whatever the data is there, it is able to find into the buffer. So there is no swap is happening. So our system is very fine tuned. So this is in this way we are going to monitor the system. So this is the monitoring task. So you have to monitor your system as per this requirement. Okay, so these are the monitoring tasks you have to perform on daily basis. So this was monitoring task and proactive monitoring. So you are able to understand. So this is the majority of the task, like 70% of the time you have to do this activity. Now we will see the transport management. Transport management means you have to move the object from development system to quality system. In the development system, developer is going to develop the object, and then you have to move those objects to the quality and production system. So how you are going to move those objects into quality and production system, we are going to see now. So that is known as transport management. Transport management means a developer is going to develop some object into the development system, and then you have to move those objects into quality and production system. Okay, so we will see how to do the transport management. Transport is very, very simple activity. So what happened normally, so most of the companies, they have the three system landscape. They have the development system, they have the quality system, and they have the production system. Dev, quality, and production system they are having. So in the development system, developer is going to develop the objects. In the quality system, the testing team is going to test all the objects. So we have three types of system: DEV, QAS, and we are having PRD. We are having three systems: DEV, QAS, and PRD system. So now developer is going to work here. So we have different types of consultants are there in SAP. So you can see here which consultant is going to work here. So developer and functional consultant are going to work into here. Then in quality system, who is going to work in the quality system? Testing team is going to work. And in production system, who is going to work? End user. Basis consultant work in all the system. They are going to work in the development system, they are going to work in the quality system, they are going to work into the production system also. So which system is having the highest number of users? Production, right. Developer, maybe in your company, developer could be 20-30 developer, functional consultant maybe 35, I'm saying testing team maybe 10-15 guys, but the end user could be 6,000, 7,000 users are there. They are going to enter the data, they are going to enter the production data, quality data, and other related data into this system. So here so that's why this system is very, very critical, because 6,000 users are there, and if the system is down, your system will be impacted. So this system is closed. We are not going to work here into this particular system. This system is only for the development purpose. This system is only for the development purpose. Production is closed, means you cannot do any development related activities. It is
Okay.
only for the like end user. End user is going to create the sales order, purchase order, and other related information into this.
Okay.
So what happens? Suppose the nowadays what nowadays the war is happening between uh, Russia and Ukraine. So now we have a new country come up. Now we have a new country come up, and the new country we are going to have the business. This company is going to have the business in like your Gulf Helicopter Corporation want to operate into that country. So you have to create a country code here. You have to create a country code here. So you cannot country code create directly into the production system because a new country has like created. So now you have to create a new country code here. So how to create a country code? So to create a country code, we have to go to the development system in SPRO. SPRO. The consultant is going to create a country code, and they will put into the transport request TR. Whatever they are going to develop, whatever they have developed, they are going to put into the transport request, and they are going to release the transport request, and then they are going to import this transport request into the production system. So transport request, they are going to export this transport request, and then they are going to import here, import, test. If everything is done good, then they are going to import into production system, and then they are going to work. So to export, we can use the transaction code SE01, SE09. These are the T code. With it you can export. And for import, so this is for export, and then we are going to import. So for import, we can run the transaction code STMS. You just have to import the transport request into the underlying system. So first, I'm going to explain. I am going to show you the complete task, how to do this, and you won't believe there is a 10 days course only for this topic, transport management system. There is 10 days course because this is so big topic, transport management system. But it's very simple. I'm just going to show you what actually is happening. I'm not going to like describe you how each and every step, like what is the binary it is going to, what is the actual real thing is happening, that we are going to discuss. Okay. So now we will do the create a new country code. So now I'm going to create a new country, SPRO. Every consultant, functional consultant is going to work in SPRO, SAP reference IMG, SAP NetWeaver, general setting, set countries. I'm going to create a new country, define country code. I'm going to create a new country code. Client, first you try to understand what is my client. What is my client here? 001. So it means how to maintain the client. I told you SCC4. In SCC4, we have the client 001. So what is the role here? Customizing, automatic recording of changes to repository, and cross client customizing. If I want to make as a production system, I can make as a production system. When I make the changes to the client, that is known as production system. No changes allowed, no changes to repository. It means this would be, if I make these changes, 001 will become the production environment. If I make the changes, this will become my development environment. Got it? So according to the client setting, you can make your development system, you can make your production system, you can make your quality system. Because you always going to log in into a particular client like 001, 100, 200. So what is the client setting? Whether it's a changes allowed or no changes allowed. So from here we can measure. I have to set up something because I have not set up. It is saying that TMS is not configured for this system. Okay, so I am going to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, SAP reference IMG, SAP NetWeaver, general setting, set countries, define country code. I'm creating a new country. New country name is SS. SS is there. SP. Here we have to perform a lot of. Country name SP. Country name Sanjay, and date format, time format. So I'm creating a new country SP. The format would be DDMY, and when I'm going to save this setting, so you are able to see it is asking for the. Are you able to see what it is written here? Request. So you can create a transport request, and if the company has assigned to a transport request, you can mention the transport request. So I can create our transport request here. So I say for test. Okay. Okay. So the transport request is created. TRNK 900002. Are you able to see? TRNK 9. This one is created. So I write here. So this is my TRN system. TRN system. TRN system. So request is always like this. SID. So our request number is TRN K9, then 5 alpha 5 characters. Then after that, so there is a 10-digit transport request. So this transport request got created. So in SPRO, we have tried to create a country. We have created a country. Country name is SP. SP, and I have put this into a transport request. When I am going to export, it will come. It right now it is in the database. Right now it is in the database. When I am going to export, it will come into the operating system level, OS level, and then we can import into the quality system. Quality system could be our another system like TRN system, and we can move it to what was our system? We have GSC system, like GSC system or production system. So then we have to define, and then we can import. So to export this, right now all the information is into the database. We can export using transaction code SE01. So this is the transport request. TRN K900002 got there. So whatever I have done, it is recorded into the transport request. You can verify this information also. You can go to SE01 T code. You can display the request TRN K900002 display. So here you can see user 2. This is the transport request 002. Under this request, we have a task. This task is a activity, IMG activity. Specify country in the My SAP system. What entries I have mentioned, it is also mentioned here. These are the table name. Under this table, I have make entry SP entry. In 001 client, I make SP country here. So all this information is stored to in transport request. So now I can release the transport request. I can release the transport request. So I can run this truck button, run this truck button, and it will copy the data from the database to the OS level. So now the transport request has been released to the request number 002, and then we can release the transport request. Release started. Then we can refresh. So it is saying that it cannot be moved to the transport request because we have not set up the transport management system. We have not set up the transport. So to perform this landscape, first we have to define the landscape. What is my quality system? What is my development system? This is one time activity that I have not defined. So I will define that activity also quickly. So I am going to set up a domain TRN. Okay, so now we got a domain. So first we have to set up. This is only one time activity. So we have to set up. This is a domain. This is a domain. In this domain, first we have to set up the domain. So I have set up the domain in TRN is our domain controller. And now I'm going to include the GSC system and include the GSC system. GHC system. Did it. Okay. So this GSC system will be included into the transport domain TRN. I say okay. Please include old standard password. Here also we have to define the company. We have not defined the company. How many vendors you are having in Basis? How many consultants are there? One or two or many? So now we got GSC system also. I approve the GSC system. So now I am going to create a complete domain. I am going to define a domain. In the domain, we will be having the different systems. We will be having development system, quality system, production system. The name could be different. Development system could be DEV, and I am going to create a dummy system also here, virtual system. So I have, these are the two physical system, TRN system and GRC system. Now I am going to create a dummy system, PRD. Okay, so these are the three system in our landscape, and so how it look like, you can see the picture representation also. Okay, so edit mode, configuration, standard configuration, three system in a group. So our development system is TRN system, quality system is GHC system, and production system is PRD system. So this is our now configuration. Training system, GSC system, and production system. So training system, you are going to develop the object, then you are going to do the transport into the GSC system, and then we are going to do into the production system. So right now, these are the configuration I have done. This is only one time activity. So since it's not done, so I have completed this task. So we are having TRN 9002. We have developed everything into the TRN system. So it should not be into the GSC system. First, we are going to verify this information into the GSC system, whether the GSC system is having country or not. SP country is there or not? SPRO. This is GSC system. In GSC system, we are going to identify whether we are having SP countries there or not. SAP reference IMG. Then SAP NetWeaver. General setting. Set countries. Specify country. In my SAP system, okay, it is saying that display. I'm logging with the user, this one. So here I don't have even the right also, and even I can, I'm just checking, trying to see whether SP country is there or not. SA, SP, SE, SG, SI. There is no SP. MNOR. Somalia, Suriname, South Sudan, ST. There is no SP country here. So now we will export and then we will import. So first we are going to export. We have to log in into the TRN system. Now again I am going to export. To export this, we have to select the transport request. Our request number is 900002, and then we have this truck button. I am now going to again release this task. Okay, so now it's done. This is transport request is completed successfully. So this request has been completed successfully. Now we go to STMS. STMS. Now we will import into the quality system. So our quality system is GHC system. GHC system. So in the GHC system, we are going to see the request is there or not. There is no request. In GSC system, there is no request. So again, I will try to create one more country, because maybe we have done after after completion of this. Again, I am going to BD54. I'm going to make some entry here and I will BD54. I'm going to create some new entries in TRN system. Sanjay. I'm creating a logical system. Sanjay Singh. Enter. Save it. It is asking for the request number. So I will create a transport request. Logical system. So request number is 9000004. Okay. Now I'm going to again release this transport request SE01. This is my TRN system. I will see the transport request number 90004. So 9004 logical system. We have the development or correction. Under this task, I have written something. I have written what I have written. I have written Sanjay. So whatever coding or whatever development you have done, it is like it's a container. In the container, everything is recorded. Now I'm going to export. Then I am going to release this task, release the transport request. Okay, so now we can refresh it. Now it's done. So TRN system, it has moved to the GRC system. We can see that one. We can go to STMS again. So this request is now into the queue of GSC system. So the basis consultant task is the developer is going to develop the object and they are going to export, but they cannot import because the developer is not having the access of quality and production system. As a basis consultant, you have to click this one and you have to run the truck. Getting my point? It's very, very simple task. And you will not believe that for this task, I was doing in a company in UK, the name was Circo Solution, and I was highly paid in 2007-8, and I have to do this transport request from morning till evening. So I was getting emails like move the transport request from development to quality, and then select the request and import the request. So import the request. Now client is, we can say 001. So we have created into the TRN system. Now it will be so now it will be moved into the GSC system. So now you can see the import has been started. The truck is going on. Truck is now return code is successful. Okay, it has been created. Now we can go to the GSC system, and the GSC system we can check. In the GSC system, we can check whether we have that Sanjay Singh logical system is on there. Are you able to see this is our GSC system, right? Able to see this is our GSC system. Now I am going to BD54. Okay, only display. Are you able to see? I have not manually done into the GSC system. I have done into TRN system. In the TRN system, BD54, I have written Sanjay Singh. Sanjay Singh. I have made some entry there, and I have recorded into the transport request number BD54. I have written something, and I have recorded into the transport request number 94. I exported and I imported. When I imported the transport request number TRNK9000004, So we got Sanjay. So we don't have to develop the code here. So it is already came here. So we can test whether the coding is working fine or not fine, or we can run stress testing. We can do unit testing. We have a lot of kind of testing there. We can perform the testing, and later on we can import this transport request into the production system using STMS. So in this way, whole transport is going to work. So it's simple. You just have to release a transport request, and then you run the STMS T code, and you can import the transport request into the quality and production system. If I just assign the task to you, like to the transport, monitoring task is okay. You have already seen the sheet, and now we can do the transport. So I will. You can use any way. You can use BD54, create logical system in TRN 001 client. First, you go to create a in TRN system client 001 client, create a blank transport request. I'm going to show you each and everything, so you can do create a blank transport request. Create a blank workbench transport request, note number. After that, in BD54, create logical system and assign that TR, transport request, release transport request, release the transport request, check TR in using SE01 T code, check TR in GHC system by using STMS T code. Now in GHC system, run BD54 and check whether logical system is there or not. Then in GHC system, import TR using STMS T code, and again observe again. So now you will be having the that thing. So how to perform this? You please do it also. So this is our TRN client. SE01. SE01. Okay. Create transport. Create. So you can select workbench request, create. Create button is here. You can create the workbench request, and so this is the number 900006 is the number, and this is the transport request. Then we can go to BD54. Now you can make new entry, training system, something new entry you are making, save it. In the transport request, TRN K9 0, 0, 0, 4 times 0, 6. Assign it. Now you release the transport request SE 01. Display 006. So first you have to release the task. In this task, you have created a training system. You can verify also training, and we have written the training system. Now we can release the transport request. Release. Task is released. Now we release the transport request. Refresh it. Now everything is completed. So we will now see in the GSC system whether we are having that activity or not. GHC system BD54. We have the training system or not. So again, I just go here, BD54. We don't have any training system entry here, right guys? Are you able to see training system here in GSC client? No. So we can import because we have not imported yet. So we can import. To import this STMS, we can go to STMS T code, and we can go to truck button. We can select GSC system. So we have to import the transport request. Okay, so we got 006 now in the queue. So I am going to import the transport request 006, client 001. Okay, so now import has been started. Now it's done. It's done. It's saying done. Okay, so again I go to BD54 in GSC system and check whether we have BD54, whether we are having that entry production. Oh, we don't have STMS. GHC. So import is done successfully. Why? 006. Okay. Zero zero one. So I have imported. Again, I am going to check whether it's there or not. Okay, so we have completed. So we have completed, you can say, complete basis task, miss as a 1 or 2 to 3 years. Now other things are like more detailed that we will see later on, how to perform the database administration task, printer spool. So 2-3 sessions more required to complete the task, and we will be able to complete. But everything is hands-on. So please do the hands-on also. You have plenty of time. So and the servers are available, so you can practice.